let's see. Can I do any sort of...
You could try a conspiracy check.
Conspiracy?
Yep.
Yes, I can try that. It's a 17.
Nothing is immediately coming to mind. Obviously, you know that, it's probably some type of symbol of death, but you're not sure what type of religion or history that it might have behind it without consulting some type of text.
I don't do much reading. The pages don't really hold up well.
Do I notice that he's holding this object that seems to do that, or am I busy just collecting crap?
I'd say you're probably busy collecting crap still.
Okay.
Edgar's in the back of Edgar's still over playing with the android. All right, so Edgar,
perception.
Edgar's ready to boot up the android.
Do I got to roll?
Roll mechanics. Yep.
Gee, I hope it's higher than an 18.
The only way that he could fail is if he gets a 1.
Even then, I get a 19.
Yeah, but it's an automatic failure because you alpha flux.
That's so fucked up. Bye bye.
Wow. 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 All right. So, as you go to start it up, how do you fail that? You go to start it up, and you've realized that you've overloaded the battery. As you now you go to remove the jumper cables, and you experience an alpha flux, and as a result, you tap them together as you touch the android, and it blows out its motor core and sends you flying into the back of the truck as your seed spore pops. Explosive pods.
Poor robot.
And you get a new mutation. Cheep. There you go. Does it manifest physically?
No.
Okay.
No.
You think that the android is probably still salvageable, but you would have to get it back to the to danger zone or into a some type of mechanic shop to fix it. Because you need a new motor cortex.
I probably got one of those on my boat.
Probably.
Not anymore.
I think I finished gathering the tokens or anything that I can melt down into usable metals at this point.
Okay.
Throw in a big bag, toss it in the truck, hop in the truck, hit the side a couple times. Come on, people, we are leaving.
So, are we still around any of these dead bodies in the cocoons?
The cocoons are still there, but the only dead body is the corpse of the wolf.
I asked B or Edgar to throw the sunflower guy into the back of the truck unless he was taken. I don't think he was. I think he's still here.
Rat Swarm Girl took Sunflower Guy and headed towards Danger Zone.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And Bane killed the wolf?
Bane killed the wolf.
Okay. Well, what's next?
All right, you guys taking off then?
Yes.
I'm ready to go.
All right, you
Nothing?
guys take...
Bane, you got anything?
Nope.
All right, then.
You take off driving again through the Forest of the Damned. You make it to the edge without incident. And now laying out before you is the vast expanse of the desert wasteland. There's not a thing in sight. Just a dusty trail to nowhere. And off in the distance, though, you do see giant plumes of smoke coming from where Sugartown is.
How far have you driven since then?
You went from right here to right here.
Like since we stopped. Since we stopped, how long has that been?
You know, how long have we been doing this for? We started at like 8:30, say about an hour.
Shit. Okay. Should have taken that wolf meat. All
Getting
right.
hungry.
Yeah. Fuck.
I offer him my stinky boots with the feet still inside.
We could have had a fur to sleep in, a fire to burn, and some meat to eat.
You said
Gave
fire?
it all fucking away. No. I said to burn.
As he says fire, Bee's hair lights up and burns off a little bit of your upholstery. She winks at
Everybody
you.
gets one. Everybody gets one. Okay. Shit. Let's go. Let's just power through, everybody. Keep your head down. Let's move forward. Don't
Alright.
get too excited again. At least for now.
Guys start to drive through the wasteland. You see all kinds of mutated stuff out there. There's like a pack of wildebeests that have fused with giraffes that are grazing around. A giant mutated condor comes down and grabs one of them and rips it apart in midair. You see a few tribes of... What's that?
It grabbed what?
So
and ripped it apart?
there is some food out here.
A wildebeest / giraffe
Awesome.
ripped it apart in midair and devoured it. You guys seen a few wastelander tribes just kind of meandering and wandering around, but for the most part, there wasn't anything super dangerous or anything that you had to stop for. And eventually you hit a paved road that has a makeshift sign. It says Interstate 95, and then spray painted on it is "This way to Sugartown."
I think we're on the right way, guys.
And someone also spray painted a candy cane on it.
Oh, there it is.
I do relate everybody. If I do remember our conversation from that failed group of friends, that Sugartown seems to be owned by some kind of evil scarecrow, called Queen or something like that. I'm just proposing that we maybe pull off this road a little bit earlier than we think, and maybe try to not go through the front gate. I don't know if anybody has any objections to that, but
I agree.
You want me to scout ahead? I'm totally scout ahead. Stealthy.
I mean, B, if that's something you think you can do in a timely manner.
How far away do you think we are? What did the sign say?
Not be.
How far away?
Just that
how
Sugartown
far-
this way.
How far away are we?
How far out am I? If this is, I don't know if I've been to Sugartown. I'd assume.
No,
maybe
you're
I
about
have.
3 miles out still.
Okay.
So
About
how
3
far
miles
is
out.
that in beat time?
A couple minutes.
I'll be back in a minute. And I
right.
run to Sugartown.
Bee vanishes, and as you're running, you start to run by fields of poppy seeds.
Poppy seeds.
And you see there are all different kinds of mutants that are out harvesting them. They all look beaten and like they've been worked.
Stealth check.
Yeah, well, you look like a blur to people. A blur of
I'll
flame.
be right back.
They look like they've been extremely overworked. They're dying of exhaustion. Also roll perception, because there is a peculiar scent in the air.
22.
All right, you recognize the scent as burning flesh. And
I know it
as
well.
you
I know it really.
as you get closer to Sugartown properly, you see that there are big piles of villagers that are dead and being burned, and that's what the plumes of smoke were.
Okay. When I get to town, do I see anything as I circle it?
Yeah, there are some people walking around. I mean, those not being used as slave labor or burning corpses, are walking around town. Doesn't look like anyone is being kept there against their will or anything like that, but there are a lot of giant dudes with horns wearing black masks. They could be bulls, you're not sure, that are walking around with giant swords attached to their backs and whips. They're probably some type of enforcers. And they all have a giant red palm emblazoned on their chest in blood.
Great. Great. Okay. I return to the truck.
Okay, you return to the truck. Bane, Peck, and Edgar and Plop are all there.
I tell them what I saw.
Right. What'd you see?
There were a bunch of fields, a bunch of poppy seeds, a bunch of slave workers, burning people. They were burning people. They think they were dead. They could have been alive. I don't really know. But then there were also these really big guys with bowls, and they had whips and swords and red things on their chests.
All right, so you're saying there are some kind of slave owners, and basically they're making people work to death who happen to show up in their town. Why are we going to Sugartown again?
I don't know.
I don't know, he says.
I don't know either.
Bane, what were we promised by doing this task, and what exactly were we supposed to be even looking up? Because I think we're about to walk into a world of shit, and if there's one thing that's kept me alive for the last 50 years of my life, it's not doing that.
Well,
To
I
Bane.
was promised Omega Tech.
So you didn't. We're just literally along for the ride.
You agreed to go. You didn't ask for
I
anything.
slam on my fucking brakes.
You're not moving!
He still does it.
Then fine. Then I just start smacking my brake over and over again, out of anger. And I go, you know how much fuel I just wasted doing this stupid fucking MacGuffin?
Nothing, because it's clean.
None. Edgar fixed it for you.
Oh my god. You know what? You're right. But you know, there's mileage. There's wear. These tires. Do you know how hard it is to find tires?
At least you have a
4
working
of them
truck.
that match. You know what? Let's go. You know what? Danger Zone needs poppy seeds. I got an idea. Let's go steal some poppy seeds. Let's sell them
Wait.
back to fucking Danger Zone.
All we need is
so we
poppy
can go
seeds?
and
I
hang
could-
out.
I could've ran and
at
picked
the
some up.
Peaks of Serenity for a while.
I could have just ran and picked some up. Why didn't you just say we
Let's
needed
just
poppy
fill
seeds?
this truck poppy seeds. All right. Let's sneak into one and just do this real quick.
Why did you have me scout the place if you just needed poppy seeds? There's fields of poppy seeds. I could just pick them up and run over.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh wait, we're doing that now?
I kick back the car into gear. I swerve off the road and I try to go to an outlier poppy field.
All right. As you come to a poppy field and park next to it, you see a bunch of slaves like perk their head up and they look and notice you.
I duck.
Wow.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So as you pull up to this poppy field and see all these slaves, Peck ducks down in the driver's seat. What did the rest of you
Somebody
do?
hide my car.
I am going to stealth and steal some poppy seeds.
All right. You start stealing some poppy seeds. As you do, one of the slaves walks up to the truck, looks at Bane and Edgar, and then knocks on the window where Peck is.
Who does?
One of the slaves.
I motion to him and I tell him that we're here to pick up the latest supplies to bring back to town. For what was the guy's name?
He's just
what's his
For the rat.
Professor
The
Rat.
rat.
No,
Professor
no.
Rat.
The people that took over Sugartown or whatever that what's her name mentioned back at what's it?
The queen.
Yeah.
It was queen. It's queen. It's queen.
He looks up at you and goes, "You're not the usual enforcers."
I roll an interaction check.
Where's your brand?
if at this moment, I take it upon myself, if he has I don't know if he's seen me or not.
Yeah,
he's in there, but at this point, I kind of look around the truck and I go, I think I've got our papers somewhere. Oh, they're right here, and I throw my shotgun up at it just kind of point it right at his face.
He lifts his shirt up, and
I think I found it.
Carved into his chest with a burning hot red iron is a hand with a circle around it. And he goes...
Edgar high-fives it.
He stops mid-sentence and just looks at Edgar with like this completely dead and defeated look in his face.
I thought that was an invitation. I'm sorry.
The queen does this to everyone who works for her. Do you have a brand?
I look at him and I was like, does it look like I can be branded?
You should leave this place.
Exoskeleton.
I think that's a great idea. How about I have a really great idea for you. How about you come with us, and all it costs is whatever poppy seeds you can load up and throw in the back of our truck in the next, I don't know, let's say 3 minutes.
The evil queen will find me.
No. No, she won't find you. She's a stupid fucking My character just starts like throwing out just like a slew of foul mouth.
Bane, what are you doing?
Molecular instability on him.
What are you doing, man?
Okay, what does that do?
It's a ranged attack against
Don't
a creature
do
or
that.
an object. And
Don't do that. I have an idea.
It rips apart his molecular bonds.
Okay,
You're a dick.
so suddenly as he's kind of talking to you, his face and skin starts like droop and sag, and he holds up his hand and like it's just starting to decay and fall apart in front of him. And he looks up at Bane and he kind of smiles a little bit and goes, "Thank you," and
Edgar
then just turns to mush.
At least he didn't throw up.
I do 27 damage.
And then you see a bunch of the other slaves start running.
Alright, let's load this motherfucker up.
What is
How many
wrong
seeds?
with you?
How many seeds have I gotten this time?
Double trouble. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, I create another version of Peck, but this version just starts playing in the puddle of ooze that is the dead slave. You go, yay! And they go, fuck. And I just book it forward and just start trying to gather as many poppy seeds as I can at this point. It's not the best bet.
Oh, okay. So you guys just start loading poppy seeds into the back of the truck.
We are the greatest. We are the greatest.